I'm entitling today's video, Have We Forgotten? And I'm lighting a pipe. It's a Sunday as I record this, and just want to get a little bit of nicotine into me. Because I like to protect myself from the various toxins that are going around. So excuse me as I puff my pipe. I'm not somebody who's particularly keen on these patches and the little pills. I know that tobacco is a great source of nicotine, as is bell peppers and tomatoes and many of the deadly nightshade plants. Have we forgotten? I'm not talking about those people in the war who died, of course. At least we must never forget them. But I'm talking about this amazing and beautiful world that we live in, this realm, whatever it is, whether it's a flat earth or a spherical, it doesn't really matter. But it is a beautiful, an incredible place. And I do think that we forget. I think we have very much, we've lost connection with this realm. When I go out for walks in the countryside, you look at the plants, you look at the buds, you look at the berries, you look at the leaves, you look at the bark, you look at the insects climbing up and down, you look at the animals, the squirrels rushing around. It is an incredibly beautiful and wondrous world that we live in. And yet somehow we're so distracted from that beauty, from the different natural, and I'm talking about natural weather patterns that we have, in which the trees sway and the apples fall, in which the rain, natural rain, clear rain, not acid rain, not filled with whatever is in the sky that's being sprayed at the moment, but natural rains and all the different weather patterns. I mean, in England where we are, we have a whole range of different weather, you know, there's lots of different weather all in the same day often. And it's great. Being down here where I am by the coast, the sea crashing occasionally onto the shingled shore is just so embracing and enjoyable. And on those cold days in winter, not that we've been having so much of that thanks to the weather manipulation that's going on, thank you, state and globalists. But when you do get those wonderfully crisp days and you're out there and you can see your breath, you don't actually need to smoke a pipe to see it, and you're out there and it's very bracing, cold but still, and the sun is shining and there's that little white frost everywhere. The land, this world, certainly where I am, but across the world, intently beautiful and gorgeous. The vistas, you know, people take some amazing photographs, don't they? And they put them up on the internet and you see these incredible vistas of the landscape. It is just absolutely overwhelming. Sometimes it's almost too much to see yourself in this environment. And if you've ever been to any of these places and you stand there and it's staggered by the immense beauty of it. But it doesn't have to be one of these extreme places you've got to travel to get to something that's very stark. It can be in your back garden. It can be down the lane. And some of the creations that humans, people I should say, human, dodgy word these days, human, you know, the colour of man, but us, men and women who have fashioned things, the thatched cottages, the timber-framed, cob-filled cottages, the Georgian cottages, some of the, even the derelict abbeys from the past that are slowly declining with ivy and various other things, maybe a bit of buddleia crawling out of it. And a squirrel scrambling on the top, the crows crowing above, circling the trees. Even some of those decaying monuments of the past, amazingly beautiful. This is just an absolutely sensational place to live, this planet, this realm, this world, whatever it is that we're in. You could not make something better. I once took my son, when he was into computer graphics and stuff, and I took him down on the South Wales Path, and we were near St David, and we were looking at the cliffs and the sea smashing against the white cliffs there, and the great plummet and the plume of the water and all of this. And and the sort of ziggy zaggy crevices and the drop and the whole, you know, the spray of the sea that couldn't quite reach us, but the gulls that were circling and the green of the turf. And I said to him, this is just absolutely awe-inspiring. And he said, well, it would be better if I could create it, if it was created in a game, in a 3D game. And I thought, you're missing the point. This is real. This is here. This is visceral, whatever the word is. We're actually here. Now, some people think that everything is created on the fly in a bit like a simulation. And I kind of I've got a lot of time for that, because things are energy and vibration. But it doesn't matter. You're immersed physically, emotionally, mentally within this, and it's hitting your body and you're reacting to it. Your biosphere is picking up all that information. And when you're in these wonderful places, or you're at stillness with yourself and you're just listening to the wind, or you're aware of your consciousness and things like that, you realize that this life that we lead is immeasurable. You could not manufacture it. You could not do better. There is nowhere that is better than what we have here, wherever we are. There is nowhere. And men and women are so integral to that. You know, I think of animals and I think of cows ruminating, or squirrels rushing up and down trees, or foxes panting, looking for food, like this. And I wonder, are they aware at how beautiful and amazing this realm is? Have they got that same intelligence? Have they got that wonder, that lust in their mind? Or are they just focused on the here and now, and they're hungry and they need to get food, or they're just going through what they ordinarily do? I don't think they have, like us, that they don't sit down for a moment and go, here, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just incredible? Where would you find that? Can you imagine two foxes sitting on a little rocky outcrop, sitting there, having a little conversation to themselves, admiring the beauty and saying, oh, isn't that stunning? Those little fields, those hedgerows, the crows and the blue tits and whatever, the various different birds, the red kestrel going above. The red kites, I think is what I meant to say, and kestrels and all the other birds. And do you think they do that? I don't think they do. I think we are so unique. And then look at us. Look at men and women. Look at us. What an incredible body we have. This has been so finely tuned, however it came about, with fingers and thumbs. I always call them disposable thumbs. They're not disposable, opposable thumbs. You know, we can move with such grace. We can move in amazing different ways. It's so designed almost, you would think, to be of such benefit to us, maybe through evolution, if we believe in evolution, but maybe evolution has added things and taken things away. I don't really know, but I don't believe in Charles Darwin's evolution. I think that there is a much higher source than that. I don't necessarily think that a God is a separate thing looking down on us and has created us, but that's another story. But aren't we, you know, how the body is able to repair itself, that it doesn't really need, unless you have a severe accident, the pharmaceuticals that we've been given. Out here in this world are all the medicines we need, all the things that will help us rejuvenate ourselves, to get rid of those toxins, the plants, the air. If we breathe correctly, if we still ourselves. Have we forgotten how amazing life is? Not the life of pressure, not the life of distraction, not the life of somebody banging on your door demanding money from you, not the life of somebody trying to steal you or evict you or go after your children or all of that. Not the man-made, negative, nasty, narcissistic, organized crime type of life. Not that. But being alive in this realm. And I know that the bit that I've just mentioned, the latter bit, where men and women seem to have been so distracted and are chasing a mythological something, often called money, a status, as something that is not even real, that has no essence to it. They're so busy trying to control other people. We see these globalists who have no notion of actually how beautiful this wonderful world is, and they're desperately trying to destroy it. We see these people, and then we see ourselves going, we've got to fit into their system, having to earn, going to work 9 to 5 so that we can have a few moments peace, a few moments if we've bought enough and spent enough, and even to live in a very simple house that a big business calling itself a council but registered on Dun and Bradstreet, a business is still demanding, oh well, according to rules and regulations that have not been made up by you, that you are actually a slave and we demand it, or we'll take you to some sort of court and have a go at you. But that is all a distraction. We've forgotten what life actually is, this world. And for me, life is actually a very simple affair. It's appreciating what is here. There's so much to appreciate. There's so much to understand and enjoy. And that a simple life for me would be on the land, tending to some animals, growing some crops, being with my loved ones, being with neighbours who do the same sort of thing and who want very little. To sit and have nice conversation in front of a fire, reading to one another, admiring the beauty, the animals and the whole scenery. The theatre of everything around us is there for our pleasure. Yet we're so distracted by the nonsense. We're so distracted by acquiescing to their system, these other people, the narcissistic, the Satanists, the Luciferians, the Freemasons, these people who have forgotten what life is really about. They're so busy chasing trinkets and this material world, and they want us to do the same. I feel, certainly for me, that the way to combat this is to recognize the beauty and the wondrous nature of this incredible realm that we live in, to turn our backs on these people who are trying to control us and keep us under the thumb, and appreciate ourselves, our friends, our neighbours, our family, and this wonderful beauty of nature, and to return away from this stressful system, organised, industrial awfulness, and return to the land of plenty, of beauty, of milk and honey, as some people say. Thank you for watching.